From the studios of Foxboro Cable Access, located in the center of Foxborough, Massachusetts, you are watching Around Foxborough.
Hello, and welcome to Around Foxborough. I am Joe Sanders, your host, and our special guest today is Crystal from Tigerlily Day Spa and Salon. Welcome, Crystal.
Welcome, thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
And I want to know, right off the bat, before we get too detailed, tell me about Tigerlily.
Tigerlily is a princess warrior. As you know, once upon a time, the town of Foxborough, we were the warriors. And on the back of my brochure, I have here a little blurb about why we are called Tigerlily. She is a Native American princess of the island of Neverland, known in Peter Pan. Known for her unwavering integrity through unusual loyalty and love, Tigerlily Day Spa Salon is committed to the same commitment in providing the same care, nurturing inside and out. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I asked because I'm not going to confess how ignorant I am of things, but that's very interesting. I noticed that Tigerlily has been here for well over 20 years. Can you tell us a little bit about your history with them?
We have, thank you. Tigerlily opened originally in 2002.
Okay.
Two sisters opened Tigerlily in 2002. I began working for them in 2004, and they decided to retire in 2008. I took over the business, and it's been 18 years now.
Wow.
Since, yeah.
No, congratulations.
Thank you.
You don't stay in business forever unless you're doing things right. That's I think, especially in the small business world. So congratulations on that. And I have another question. I try to do my homework a little bit, and we had a short phone conversation earlier, not today but last week, and hair, skin, and cosmetic services. And you also, that's something that I remember writing down. And you mentioned diverse, multicultural hair salon. Can you talk a little bit about that? What does that mean?
Yes, thank you. Multicultural hair salon means that we provide hair services for all hair types.
Okay.
That be from straight hair to curly hair, everything in between.
Okay.
Believe it or not, myself, I have naturally jet black curly hair.
Is that right?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
Well, then they're walking proof that you have it. Then. Okay, very good. Again, part of my homework doing here, I did look at your website, and I got a couple quotes which I thought were very interesting. At least certainly they were appealing. So one of them was right up front. It says, "Welcome back, relax, refresh, and rejuvenate." Welcome back.
Welcome back speaks to the fact that during COVID, I found out that I had a thyroid disease called Graves' disease.
Oh.
I was very ill for a while.
Oh.
I was in and out of the hospital for a couple of years and thus needed to remain closed during that time. And the reopenings of a happy time and reminiscent celebration of that.
Fantastic. See, this is something I never would have known. Well, congratulations and
Thank
welcome
you.
back to you.
Thank you very much.
That's the good news story.
Absolutely.
You do a great job on your site of making someone feel welcome and like wanting to come in and see you. A couple of the quotes, the second sentence is what I'm going to ask you most about, but one of your lines here says, "Welcome to an environment committed to the rediscovery and maintenance of both inner and outer beauty." I like that sound. And then also on your website it says, "Relax your body, refresh your appearance, and rejuvenate your spirit for an hour, an afternoon, or a day." So when I heard "or a day," I thought, okay, I need to hear about that. Can you talk a little bit more about what someone would do at a salon for a day?
Yes, thank you. Hair, skin, and nail services when combining color and maintenance for shaping of the hair, skin, and nails, including a facial, can take many hours and can be a really nice day. In addition to that, we specialize in weddings.
Okay.
So to be a part of somebody's special day is pretty special.
So you'd have, how many people would you have, for example, working on a wedding day if you had a wedding?
Typically 4 to 7, depending on the size of the group. We've accommodated group sizes of 6 up to 25.
Wow. Having been in business for 18 years, is it? Well, you've been in here? Okay, and I imagine you're the owner of the business, correct?
I am, yes.
Okay.
17 years, technically.
Yeah, wow. Can you tell us some of the things that, for example, if somebody wants to go into business, whether it's this business or not, a small business, being successful in small business is a major miracle these days. So you must, you've already mentioned making people feel at home. Give us some of the tips to people that might be thinking about getting into any small business. Can you share anything with us?
I think no matter the industry, there needs to be an underlying passion for the cause.
Okay.
And for me, it's more than cosmetic. It's how we feel when we represent ourselves to ourselves, our loved ones, the general public, that can permeate into all areas of life.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking now specifically about, this is not response to your question, this is me thinking of something else that I wanted to ask. For example, when you mentioned wedding services, a lot of things can go wrong when it comes to providing the perfect wedding, and there are emotions involved, and it just seems like that would be a very difficult thing to be on top of 100% of the time. Can you share any either advice or stories that would help others, even if they're planning a wedding, to make sure they ask you the right questions if they're coming to you for advice? Is there anything in that whole area that you would recommend people think about? Even, let's say they're a young couple that's about to get married.
Well, sure, there are many things to think about. There's a lot involved in planning a wedding, and I think the more time that people give themselves to do planning, the better, and the more flexibility that they allow themselves on the day of, the better, because there are likely to be small details in some aspect or area that go a little differently. I typically ask the brides to come in for a trial run for their hair and makeup ahead of time.
Okay.
Therefore, their look is no surprise.
Okay.
They know exactly what they're going to look like on their wedding day, and they can just enjoy getting ready with their friends and family.
And so that would be like, that wouldn't be the day of. That would be like a week or two before. How
Typically a couple months.
Couple months. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. That reminds me of a more general topic, which what you just said reminds me. I took a session one time on customer relations, and it talked about expectations and reality, and how important it is that those two circles are overlapping. And when you do what you did, and they see exactly what they want to see or what they think they want to look like 2 months before, it's not going to be, and it won't be any surprises on the day of, which is good. And again, you brought those expectations and realities together by having that earlier run through.
Definitely.
Which seems, it might seem that's an obvious thing to do, but not everybody thinks that. Not everybody thinks of those things. And I don't know if, should I ask you, do you have an experience that you'd like to share that you wouldn't want to happen again? Is there anything out there that's not funny now because it's way behind you, or this many of years, which was a learning experience for you? I'm just throwing darts here. I have no idea if there is one. If there isn't, that's great.
I think that every experience that I have had professionally has had its good and bad, and I've come to appreciate both, and find that both give us more gratitude all the way around, and help us improve.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it sure does. I remember, in different careers that I've had where we talk about, well, the term was called constructive feedback, which it basically means things you did wrong. And I used to euphemize the saying by saying, it's information for consideration. And so yeah, you learn, and if it goes well, you remember it, and it's all good. I think it's one of the things that people these days tend to get maybe too focused on is, oh, there was a mistake made, or the whole life is life. You got to live life. The things are going to happen. It's how you react to it, I think, that matters. Like, if you were at a wedding, I am sure that if there was a wedding and something, quote unquote catastrophic, which is catastrophic in their eyes, isn't working right, I can imagine that you would be listening and then saying, okay, where do we go from here? You got to take where you are and move forward. You can't go backwards. You can't change it.
Absolutely.
So I imagine that personality, and I imagine you've had to be more than just a hairstylist. You've had to be a mother. With the bride. I mean, all those leadership traits. It's a different business. It seems to me you'd have to have a lot of leadership traits to be in your role, to make people feel calm when they don't. That's not their first, reaction, perhaps. Was there? I've kind of skimmed over. I don't know your business, obviously, but is there anything that you'd like to share that you feel is important that I haven't asked you yet about? Either your business or about you've got a lot of experience running a business now that you think would be helpful to our viewers.
Well, I think that it's important to note that it's not difficult to care about people, and when one does so naturally, success follows. And in my industry specifically, caring for others and whatever special event that they have and how they feel about it is an easy thing to do. It's a nice thing to be able to do.
Yeah. Well, you're saying this, and it reminds me of a scene from the show Ted Lasso, and it's coming back soon, I think. But there was a scene when the coach, he's a coach and he's throwing darts. And he basically said, all the people that criticize me never asked me about a topic, right? They just made assumptions. And I guess one of the quickest ways to get out of business is if you make assumptions all the time and you don't ask your customers what they really want or what they're expecting, and and you say caring. I work in the middle school here in town. And one of the things that I tell the students, I said, if you're having a bad day, okay, ironically, the same reaction you have when you have a bad day as when you're leading something is the same. Help someone else out. If you're feeling depressed about something, you start to help someone else, you'll forget why you're not feeling happy, okay? At the same point, when you're in charge of something, if you help people and they see the leader helping everyone, they want to be on your team. And it's the same thing. You help others no matter what you're doing, and you're going to be okay. So that's a very simple philosophy, and I have a feeling I only just met you today, I have a feeling that's what you do, which probably has a lot to do in the long run of why your business is successful as it is. I mean, I wish you continued luck to do that. And I don't think it's luck. I think it's what you just said earlier about being able to show that you care and care. I should say care, because it shows when you care. You're not showing you care. And that's a very good thing. I'm still impressed at the number of years you've been in a business that has survived.
Thank you.
And it's a tough business too, because some people, when budgets are tight, they stop doing some things sometimes. And I'm sure that in your industry you're not immune from that, and you want to be that one of choice. So you did mention something on the phone. I'm going to go back to that. This was for our initial phone call. What distinguishes Tigerlily from other salons?
Thank you for asking. I think that what distinguishes Tigerlily from other local salons is our diversity.
Okay.
We're very inclusive. As I previously mentioned, we're multicultural, all hair types, all nationalities. We are LGBT friendly, and we want whoever you are, we want you to feel welcome and comfortable in our space.
Okay. And tell us, I mean, we'll have these posted on the screen, but tell us a little bit about the hours that you're open.
We're Tuesday through Saturday,
Okay.
as most salons are. We are 11 to 8 most of the week days, and then Saturdays we're 10:30 to 4:30, give or take.
Okay.
We do
Yeah.
tend to extend the hours upon request,
Yeah. Okay.
which is nice.
All right.
We're able to.
Pardon me?
Which is nice that we're able to
Oh yeah, absolutely.
have that flexibility.
Now, on a normal day, I'm just curious. How, like, when I say normal day, like in the shop, we like to call it the shop. It's probably not called the shop. How many people do you have working there usually on a given shift?
Usually at least 4,
Okay.
can be up to 7
Okay.
at a time.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, it's like I said, this is kind of new to me. I'm used to going into a barber shop. You know, I remember when I was a cadet at West Point, I was on room confinement, and I could only go to the barber shop or the mess hall. I went and got my hair cut twice in one day for that reason. I had to get out of my room. I was going crazy. But so it's a different experience. They weren't as concerned about me in that situation.
Definitely.
But well, I think that we've covered a lot. I just wonder if there's anything else that we haven't covered that you would like to talk about. Any events coming up that we'll see you or anything like that?
Yes, actually, thank you for asking.
Okay.
Being bridal specialists, we are doing a wedding show at Lakeview Pavilion on May 18th. And we'd love to see anybody that's planning their wedding or thinking about it.
Okay.
Come and see us there.
Okay.
It'd be great.
Well, very good. Well, Crystal, it's been very nice talk. I've learned a lot. Very nice talking to you today.
Thank you as well. Thank you for having me.
Well, of course. So, folks, that's it for today. I'd like to thank our special guest, Crystal, from Tigerlily Day Spa and Salon. Again, my name is Joe Sanders, and we'll see you around Foxborough next time.